Hello and welcome. You are watching UATV News with me, Ksenia Buhai. First, this hour, the government commission that investigated the crash of the An-26 military aircraft in the Kharkiv region named the reasons that led to the tragedy. Among them, lack of flight control and systematic violations of flight training rules at the Kharkiv National Air Force University. Our correspondent has more details.
The crew of the training An-26 aircraft was unable to respond correctly to the failure of the engine control system. According to the report of the government commission, during the emergency the plane was untimely switched to a descent, mistakenly put the flaps down and could not equalize the engine thrust and eliminate the slip. However, the main reason for the tragedy is not so much the lack of preparation of the crew, as systematic problems with training flights at the university. The causes of the catastrophe that contributed to its occurrence: the generally accepted practice of performing conveyor takeoffs on the An-26 aircraft, on one of which, due to the fleeting nature of the process, the crew could not identify the failure of aviation equipment and stop the flight in time. It was a failure of the system of the left engine under conditions of the conveyor takeoff unforeseen by the scheduled flight table. The Commission found out that the university administration did not control the organization and implementation of such flights. All the received materials will be handed over to law enforcement officers. Those in turn continue investigation to establish the direct perpetrators of the tragedy. As often happens with such tragedies, there is no single cause. The plane crash is an unfortunate coincidence. Therefore, in addition to the report of the causes, the Government Commission has prepared a number of proposals in order to prevent similar aircraft accidents in the future. On September the 25th, the An-26 aircraft performing a training flight crashed near Chuhuiv in the Kharkiv region. There were 27 people on board, cadets and instructors of the Air Force University. 25 cadets died on the spot. One more cadet died in hospital from extensive burns. The only survivor is cadet Vyacheslav Zolochevsky. Reported by Vadim Kramer, UATV News.
Ukraine is actively working to involve international partners in the creation of the Crimean Platform. The initiative is aimed at consolidating international community's non-recognition policy for Russia-occupied Crimea. The idea has already been supported by Great Britain, Slovenia, Turkey and the US. Foreign Ministry notes that negotiations with international partners are now underway. Next year, they plan to hold a summit to activate the work of the Crimean Platform.
We continue working with our partners. We are at the first stage to attract as many partners as possible to the Crimean Platform. This is a so-called system of measures which will make it possible to systematize everything what was already done for deoccupation of Crimea, as well as steps we are going to take. We expect this mechanism to work on several levels, starting with the leadership of states, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Defense, as we talk a lot about the militarization of Crimea. It is first of all an issue of security and, of course, expert level.
The number of COVID-19 cases in the occupied Crimea have increased threefold since August. Cities of Simferopol, Yalta and Yevpatoria are among leaders by number of infected. Self-proclaimed authorities admitted the overall rate of around 9,000 infected. However, international observers did not verify these data provided by the Russian-controlled Crimean administration. Human rights activists state that COVID-19 rate is kept significantly low intentionally. The emergency situation regime in Ukraine will last till the end of the year. The relevant decision was approved by the government. The regime was introduced in March because of the COVID-19 pandemic and was set to last till the end of October. Up next, dozen settlements in the territory of Armenia-occupied Nagorno-Karabakh, taken under the control of Azerbaijani forces. Armenia strikes at peaceful Azerbaijani city of Bardam, killing 21 locals. More on who was spotted in the ranks of armed groups in Nagorno-Karabakh what Russian military equipment is doing there and what has Erdogan told Putin, and the following report.
Blown out windows, cars dented with bullets, shrapnel on the pavement. This is the picture of the peaceful Azerbaijani city Bardam. Official Baku believes the multiple rocket attacks were delivered by the Armenian armed forces. Overall, 30 objects got damaged in shelling. Among them are city hospital, outpatient clinic, fire department and market. More than 20 people were killed and 60 more wounded.
May Allah rest in peace souls of those who died as a result of Armenia's armed forces' missile attack on Bardam. I offer condolences to families and wish recovery to injured. Residents of Bardam will be avenged, and the occupiers will have a befitting retaliation on battlefield.
The Ministry of Defense of Armenia denies the attack on the Azerbaijani city of Bardam.
The statement of the Ministry of Defense of Azerbaijan that the armed forces of Armenia allegedly hit the town of Bardam with smash is groundless and false.
On the eve, Azerbaijan and Armenia agreed on a new ceasefire accord, being already the third since the armed conflict in Nagorno-Karabakh aggravated. This time it was brokered by the US. Meanwhile, hostilities in the Armenia-occupied Azerbaijani territories continue. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan states Armenians will keep fighting for Nagorno-Karabakh.
The people of Artsakh, the Armenian people, all Armenians will fight to the last for every tree, every stone, every centimeter and every millimeter. An accurate counterattack delivered at the right moment will have the effect of a devastating collapse for the enemy.
Contrary to the statement, not everyone is determined to tough out to the end. These shots published by the Ministry of Defense of Azerbaijan show military equipment simply abandoned by Armenian armed forces and armed formations in the territory of occupied Nagorno-Karabakh. Russian vehicles are also seen among the weaponry. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan is convinced that Armenia-backed terrorists are fighting in Nagorno-Karabakh.
Then I told Mr. President Vladimir Putin something. Currently, Armenia took around 2,000 members of Kurdistan Workers' Party and People's Defense units that our intelligence has spotted, with a $600 salary there. They are fighting there. He says, I don't know about them, so I said, well, I'm letting you know.
The sides of conflict in Nagorno-Karabakh had previously accused each other of the alleged use of mercenaries. The conflict between two countries for the territory of Nagorno-Karabakh, which belongs to Azerbaijan, has been raging for over 30 years. Reported by Nick Starkov, Roman Smoler, UATV News.
In December, Ukrainian birth clinics will again introduce baby boxes, the assistance package for mothers who've recently delivered a baby. Each of them contains 64 subjects necessary for the first year of a kid's life. See more in the report.
Natalia gave birth to her daughter in summer, but she has not received the baby box.
I gave birth on the 1st of August and got no box. That brought me very upset. When in mid-July I submitted the pregnancy record to the birth clinic, I saw mothers of the newborns on my way back. They were so happy, and these baby boxes were handed over so solemnly, so pretty ones.
The State Baby Boxes program is one of the assistance packages for women who have recently delivered a baby. It had been frozen due to a violation of the procurement procedure. Instead of the first need products, young parents started receiving additional financial assistance in the amount of $175.
Realizing that such social assistance should be provided, we found a timely solution that could be implemented. It started working on September the 1st, namely the monetization of the natural form of a package for the baby.
According to the UNICEF data, 8 out of 10 Ukrainian families are willing to receive the assistance in form of a baby box.
A baby box is very convenient because, especially if you were not able to get everything timely or you have a rapid birth, those boxes provide everything you need. You do not have to go anywhere. Not all moms buy things in advance. There are many superstitious moms as well.
The relevant Verkhovna Rada committee also insists on this form of assistance.
If a mother who is in difficult life situation or she is vulnerable due to absence of support by relatives or community or someone else, Then, and it is scientifically proven, such a baby package is an additional reason for her to keep a child.
The Ministry of Social Policy commits to secure the tender procedures within a month. Manufacturers, in turn, are ready to promptly arrange provision to the hospitals.
Issuing of the baby boxes in the maternity hospitals may be fixed till mid-December. That is, the manufacturers are ready to set up production very quickly.
Social Policy Ministry stated that since the 1st of July 2021, Ukrainian families will be able to choose in what form they would take the baby box assistance, either the box itself or the corresponding sum of money, reported by Nick Starkov for UATV News.
The most expensive spice in the world, saffron, is harvested in Kherson region. People plant it right in their gardens. Because Ukrainian climate is favorable for the plant, it is also called the red gold. Saffron not only gives a unique taste to dishes, but also has a healing effect. Details next.
In summer, tulips, lilas and fragrant lavender bloom in the fields of Kherson region. In autumn, one can enjoy crocus sativas blooming here. The most expensive spice in the world, saffron, is made from this delicate flower.
Saffron spice is obtained by collecting flower stamens.
It is harvested at dawn when the flower bud is not blossoming.
When the sun comes out and petals open, it is necessary to carefully remove it in order not to damage petals.
Crocus sativas was brought to the south of Ukraine from the Netherlands 6 years ago. The Kherson region became the first in the country where people learned to grow saffron. Unique flowers grow on more than 5 hectares of land. The land plot on which crocuses are grown for the first year can bring about 6 kilograms of harvest. On the second year, 15 kilograms. Those that are 3 to 8 years old can bring 15 to 20 kilograms from 1 hectare. The whole family helps farmer Vitaly grow and produce saffron. We collect these red stamens, then dry it and put into refrigerators. Each flower has only 3 red stamens, and they are removed manually.
It is necessary to take only red part.
After that, the precious product is dried. 14 grams of ready-made spice is obtained from 1 kilogram of flowers. This makes it the most expensive spice in the world. Farmers sell saffron to restaurants, cheese dairies and pastry chefs. And of course, they use it in the family menu.
We drink tea, taste honey with saffron, add it to pilaf. Our dad loves barbecue with saffron. He marinates meat only with saffron.
Saffron not only gives dishes a unique taste, but also heals. The spice is also called red gold for its unique properties. It is considered to be a healing plant. As of today, there are many studies regarding its pharmacological property. People buy it to improve their vision and cardiovascular system. It is also popular among those who are undergoing chemotherapy. Crocus plantations have always been open to visitors. But this season, the coronavirus pandemic has made its own adjustments. The farmers hope to resume tours next year. Reported by Vadim Kramer, UATV News.
That was our final story this hour. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. More updates on our official website, YouTube, Facebook and Twitter pages.